Introducing Tony and Other People, a podcast. Here's your host, Tony Levesque.
Another Monnat on the podcast.
How's she going?
Good. How are you, Adam?
Oh, not bad.
I don't think we've ever really hung out before.
No. Been invited to a few things, but
Yeah.
seems like I'm either working or something in the winter. So,
I've heard enough about you.
yeah.
Frank's got a few stories.
Yeah. Maybe we can get one of them poker parties in this winter. So,
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be boring without the video. We'd have to get a video to go with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
People have asked me about video with the podcast, and some of the people that have come over to be on it, they're like, this isn't on video, right?
Yeah.
I think they're a little scared of it.
Yep.
I think it'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what you do for a living, even though you drove by in a truck the other day and scared the crap out of me.
Yeah. Well, I work down here at the highway department.
Oh, right at
Lewis
the end of
County.
the road.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been there for 8 years.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
You like what you do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something different every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just basically go out on calls
Well,
or you have projects?
during the summer, like I work on the bridge crew, you got the sign crew, mechanics, and then there's the road crew.
Yeah.
So basically I go around, do all the maintenance work and stuff on the bridges.
How'd you end up with a job like that?
Oh, I did carpentry work right out of high school, and one of my friends works down there, and that one summer they were going to be hiring a guy on the bridge crew, so he said something to me about it. I put my name in and been there ever since.
Nice.
So,
You still do all the grunt work?
oh, there's days,
Yeah, yeah,
but it comes and goes.
yeah,
Everybody does good.
yeah.
So,
Seems like you got a decent crew down there. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
a few of the people that work there, so.
yeah, pretty good group of guys.
Yeah,
So, yeah, won't be long. We'll be pretty crazy with the winter
yeah.
thing and plowing snow and sanding and all that stuff.
Do you look forward to winter?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it.
You ride snowmobile, don't you?
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as much as I used to because I'm busy working. But
Yeah.
it's still fun to get out with the kids and
Yep.
just tool around at the house.
Yeah.
So,
That's the only thing that keeps me going in the winter is Penelope likes to get out in the
Yeah.
snow, and it forces me to because I'll stay inside all winter
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that. But,
yeah. No, I like getting out. I like the winter time.
Mhm.
So, I ain't much for the heat. So, this
Yeah.
time of year and winter and spring is my favorite time of the year. So,
Well, you're a hunter too.
yeah. Yeah.
Gotta love this time of year.
Yeah. The only time summer's fun is when I'm on my bass boat. That's
Yeah.
about it. So,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're just like your brother then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We,
Just
We're
like
pretty
killing animals and eating them.
yeah, we're pretty similar in most ways.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You ever go out fishing with them much?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't get to go as much as we used to. It's
Yeah.
kind of tough with the kids and stuff. but
Yeah.
we try to get out a couple times a year together.
Mhm.
So,
I hear that a lot. You know, it's with the kids being young, it's hard to have time for things. And it just makes me look forward to, not my kid growing up and being out of the house, but kind of,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I love my kid and everything, but I look forward to those days where I'm bored enough
Yeah.
to go out and go fishing.
Yep.
Because I think we went once or maybe twice this year, and I used to go every single day in the
Yeah.
summer. Pouring rain, I didn't care. I'd be out there fishing.
Yep.
But
So,
are your kids into it?
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing now. I mean, it's hard to get anybody else to go with me because
Mm-hmm.
my kids like to. I mean, Hunter, he's not so much. Like, he likes to go, but he gets bored quick with
Yep.
it. But Brooklyn, my daughter, she's 7 years old, and she'd go all day long with it.
Mm-hmm.
But Hunter's like, but then when it comes to hunting, like
Mm-hmm.
he's go with the hunting, and she'll go sit some, but she gets bored with that.
Yeah.
So, but first time I took her fishing, I mean, she caught a fish, and she screamed bloody murder because I was going to bring it in a boat, and it's like, well, how else you going to get the fish off,
Yeah.
And then by the end of the summer, it was, well, let me put the minnow on my hook,
Yeah.
I get the fish off. Can I hang on to the fish? Can I put it back in the water? You got to take a picture with her. So
Yep.
she went from freaking out to she just loves it now.
Had to dip her toes in a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. So
That's how Penelope was. I mean, we didn't catch anything the first time we went. Plus, she was tired. And it was just down to the DEC
Yeah.
ponds here in Dadville,
Yep.
which there's always fish in there. I believe they stock it.
Yeah.
And there's docks and everything. So it's nice, and benches, picnic
Yep.
tables. She did not have fun. And
Oh yeah.
fishing's supposed to be relaxing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a good experience the first time.
Yep.
But we went camping this summer, and right along a riverbank was our campsite, so we could fish anytime we wanted. And she actually caught a fish, and now she loves it. So,
yeah. Yep.
But still, being 4 years old, very impatient.
It'll come. So,
Yeah, I hope so.
yeah. My daughter was the same way when she was that age, impatient with the whole thing. But like I said, now I get to the point. I mean, I love to fish, but by the end of the day, I'm getting exhausted, ready to go home.
Yeah.
The heat, and she's like, no, we got to catch one more.
Yeah.
She's all worried about if they're big enough to take them home for dinner. She doesn't even want to throw them back. So
You have about 30 last casts.
yeah. So yeah, but it's fun. I enjoy it because it gives me time to spend with her doing something I enjoy doing, and hopefully she enjoys doing it. And keeps enjoying it, because I think more kids should be involved in that stuff.
Do you find it's hard with your own kids to, you want them to like the things that you do, and when they like things that you can't stand, like that I'm finding is really rough, because Penelope loves to dance, and I just don't see any point in, I'm a man, and I just don't see any point in dancing, but I know I'm going to have to put her in dance classes and drive however many nights a week and watch really boring stuff. So do you find it's tough
definitely
to do that?
Yep. It's just like today I was out doing stuff up in the woods, cleaning some trails and stuff, getting ready for hunting season, and just to get sometimes you get Hunter outside to do things with you. I mean, once you get him out there, he's great. He loves doing it, but it's like, well, I want to stay and watch this YouTube video or something. And it's like, when I was a kid, you didn't have that option.
Yeah.
You were, times have definitely changed from when we grew up, so.
Well, it's a free babysitter. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's easy just to, go watch your show real quick. I'm trying to do something.
Yeah.
And that becomes, they love the TV.
Yeah.
But a lot of what is out there, though, is educational, and it's probably not as bad as what we watched.
No.
Although I let her watch old Looney Tunes cartoons once in a while. She loves Roadrunner.
Yeah, you can't. You can't turn a kid away from them good old cartoons, I don't think.
Yeah. I get that there's a lot of bad stuff in there. Yeah. I know they don't show Yosemite Sam anymore because he was always shooting people.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe because they don't see it, they don't realize, that's just a cartoon.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think if we had a little more of that stuff, people would know the difference from right to wrong, too.
Yeah.
I think sometimes they get too involved in this gun control stuff, and it makes people not aware of what guns are really meant for.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think all these people that are so anti-gun, if they were to come up here and live a year in the North Country, and see how little gun violence we have, if any at all, and how many people carry around guns every single day, and nothing but good happens because of that.
Yep.
I think it'd be good for some city people to live in the country for a year.
Yeah, I agree with you.
See the other side.
Yep.
But I don't know if I'd want to go live in the city for a year either.
I wouldn't. You couldn't get me to.
Yeah.
So I used to go visit Frank and Aaron up in Plattsburgh when they lived up there, and it was fun, but man, by Sunday I was ready to head her back home.
Yeah, I miss not seeing people.
Yeah. So
I know we were just down in New Jersey, just outside of Newark, was it last weekend? I don't know, time flies by. But we were within 15 minutes of Manhattan.
Oh, yeah.
And I had no desire to drive across that bridge or under the tunnel. And no thanks. Yep. I didn't even want to see it.
Yeah. I was to the city one time for a couple days, and the last day I was there, we were going to stay one more day, and my parents were like, well, tomorrow we'll go see Statue of Liberty. And I'm like, well, if we hurry up now and leave, we'll be home by like 10 o'clock tonight. So I'm like, I've had enough of this city. I'm ready to go home.
Yeah. So. I don't get what people get in like the big monuments, Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, to actually go and see that. That does nothing for me. I've seen 10 million pictures of it. I know that it's there.
Yeah.
There's a few things that I've seen like that. I'm like, oh, okay, wow.
Yep.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It does nothing for me.
Me neither. No. Like I said, I was there only for a day or two, and I was ready to come home. Mm-hmm. I had enough of it.
Yeah.
But I don't even care to have to go to Lovell or Carthage if I don't have to.
Right. So where do you guys live?
Right in Soft Maple.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You're right up near my brother.
Yeah. I drive by his house every day.
Yeah.
So, I live up by the Eafley Falls Road.
Okay.
On the Soft Maple Road.
You'd like it out in the woods then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My closest neighbors, my grandparents, and we got a 2.5 acre meadow between us. And
nice.
my next neighbor's probably a quarter to half a mile down the road.
Yep.
So just how I like it.
Well, I'm gonna come up to your place and shoot guns then.
You can come up anytime you want. Yep.
I try not to shoot guns here, even though the last owner said he did all the time.
Yeah.
But our neighbors, as you see, are awful close for, compared to you, I guess.
Yep.
Not compared to town. We've got an acre in between us, but yeah, it's still.
Yeah. Still kind of feel like you're right on them if you're shooting or something like that. Yep.
That and their dog barks at anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You got to keep the neighbors happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we used to do band practice out in the garage.
Oh, did you?
I feel so bad. I'm like, oh no. And Gabe likes to play awful late and loud, which who doesn't,
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, we better cut this down. And then I asked the guy about it next day. He's like, we didn't even know you were doing band practice till somebody drove by and told us.
Yeah. Yep.
So what do you like to do for fun besides, killing animals?
Well,
Innocent animals.
I don't know. Like I said, I love to be on a boat fishing or out in the woods hunting, or I shoot trap during the summer.
Yep.
I mean, that's a lot of fun.
I heard you're pretty good too.
Well, I have my moments.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Frank got the best of me this year though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I had a practice he's been doing.
Yeah. Frank had a good year this year, so it's good to see him getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
So. But I shot a few years before he started. Then he got involved in it. So it's kind of fun to watch each other grow. And we're always right down. I mean, we're within like a point of each other, it seems. So it's a lot of trash talk every week. And fun, So we get to travel and see each other. So
is that a family thing? Like your parents and grandparents into that too?
Yeah, my grandparents and my dad and my uncle and them, they all shot from the time me and Frank were kids. And that's something I wish I would have got into when I was younger. Kind of gave up playing some of the other sports in school maybe and did something like that along the lines. But it is what it is now.
Yeah.
So.
You're a football player, weren't you?
Yeah.
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 Probably wrestling?
Yeah, I wrestled for a little while, yep. So, but no, I mean, the trap shooting, I enjoy it because our grandfather still shoots.
Yeah.
And our dad, and like me and Frank. And it'll be fun. Hopefully our kids will, Frank's two boys and my boy will get into it.
Yep. They don't really have a choice.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, it'll be fun. Kind of have a little family thing going on there.
Yeah. You guys camp a lot in the summer?
Oh, we tried to.
Yeah.
Yeah. This year we didn't get out too much. I still do a little carpentry work on the side.
Okay.
So I got a little busy with work, but other than that, we tried to go when it's decent and stuff. So kids enjoy it and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's neat to watch them at such a young age, experience camping for the first time, because we did growing up all the time. We were always camping.
Yep.
Early on, we had tents and then a pop-up camper and then a regular camper after that. But now we're just camping in a tent, and it's just nice to get out in nature. And I think she realizes that too once you get out there, the peacefulness of it.
Yep.
So, it's good for a kid.
Yeah.
They got so much stimulation now, in their brain that to get out and just
relax,
put their feet in the dirt.
Yep.
Yep.
So it's fun to take them fishing and camping and stuff like that, and then you watch them throwing rocks in the water or something and not playing a video game or something. It seems more like,
and they got a bigger smile on their face. Yeah.
Seeing who can skip a rock farther or something. I mean, you don't see many people do that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So
you find yourself as a parent like stopping at certain moments and saying, "Oh my God, I'm gonna remember this forever." Just little moments.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
it is weird, and it makes me wonder, like when I was a kid, what were those moments for my parents?
Yeah.
What did they think was awesome that I totally forgot about?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I've got many memories with the kids, things you'll always remember. So, memories with my brother and like your parents. I mean, there's always stuff like that you won't forget. But
was it just the two of you growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's older?
Frank.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
By a couple years, or?
Yeah, he's like a year and a little over a year and a half older than me. Somewhere around there it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we get along pretty good. I mean, we were like any brother. I mean, we had our moments. We fought, but we always seemed to get along pretty good. I mean, any memories I have of when I grew up as a kid, I mean, Frank was probably in the memories.
Yep.
We were pretty close. So, parents split up when we were young. And we had a good childhood. I mean, our mother worked her tail off to provide for us, and I mean, our parents were always good to us. But me and Frank, I think because of that, we always stayed kind of close together.
Mm-hmm.
So
Trying to get your mom to do this.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
I had Aunt Becky on here.
yeah,
Yeah.
mom could do it.
Yeah.
So if you could get Becky to do it, mom can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well, it's funny. Your mom texted me the night that Becky was down here to do it, and it was afterward. And I checked my phone, and I had a text from her asking me a question about, how to turn a VHS into DVD or something.
yeah,
Anyway, and I'm like, well, Becky says she's got one of those machines. Where? Why? Where's Becky? I'm like, oh, she's down here doing the podcast. Oh really? I said, yeah, you're next. Oh, I don't know.
yeah, yeah. She's got a lot of stories. She'd keep you busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Becky had quite a few too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Becky's never lost for words.
No.
No, she's a talker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I enjoy having people like her on here because then
Yeah.
I can sit back and listen.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. But no, like when we were growing up, me and Frank, I mean, we're close, I'd have to say, he's more than a brother. He's probably like a best friend,
Mhm.
We just got a lot of good stories.
Yeah.
I could go on all night with stories with me and him been in.
Yeah. That's what this is for.
Oh, had some good ones with him over the years.
Mhm.
But, yeah, we've always stayed close. Now it's fun watching his two boys grow up because they remind me so much of him, like him and me.
Yeah.
Jackson's a more laid back, quiet one, and
Hank's a
Hank,
hellion.
he's a little hellraiser, and that's
He's
just
gonna
how
be
I
a
was. I
handful,
mean,
yeah.
I was the type you weren't going to tell me, I was going to do what I wanted to do, and I had a mind of my own. And that kid, he's a spitting image. So
He's just got that look of mischief in his
yeah,
eyes.
yeah,
Like, oh no, what are you gonna do now?
yeah. Yeah, I love it when I go to Frank and Aaron's, you walk in the door and they about tackle you, giving you a hug,
Yeah.
It's fun to see them and hang out with them. So Jackson, he goes with Frank quite a bit shooting trap, and it's a lot of fun. Get to see him during the summer. So
Yeah.
excited for them to get older so they can, not trying to wish their lives away, but
Yeah.
so they can shoot and do that stuff with us too. But
That is weird about, kids. You want them to stay the same age, but you can't wait for them to grow
Yeah.
up too,
yep,
And every second is fleeting, and it's gone before you know it.
yeah,
And then you're wishing for, I remember when you were 3.
Yeah.
Oh. But
yep,
what do you do?
yeah.
Definitely a life-changing experience having kids, isn't
Yes, it is.
it?
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about it the other night, actually. Sitting there Saturday night, 10, 12 years ago, I'd be out having fun, doing whatever I wanted. And
Yeah.
here everybody was ready for bed by 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And we got a bowl of popcorn and we're watching movies. And it's like, well, you know what? This isn't so bad. It's
kind
this
of
is-
way more fun.
Yeah. Kind of enjoy yourself more now than what I did back then.
Mhm.
So, hey, back then, you're thinking, well, I don't want this life to end. But
Yeah.
now what I got, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah.
So,
But it's nice having that other part of your life
Yeah.
too, so that I'm glad that I partied pretty hard in my 20s.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm glad that I did because I
Yep.
know what that's like.
yeah.
Rather than not doing it and always having that wonder, like, I'd like to go try that out or do this. And
Yeah.
I've already done all that. I know what it's about. Some of it was fun,
Yep. Yep.
but it's nice to have that to look back on
Yeah.
and reflect upon
Yep.
and wonder how you're still alive.
Yeah. Yep.
You got any good hunting stories?
Oh, I got a few. Yeah. Some I could tell, probably some I shouldn't.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
So, last year was a pretty good one. Like I said, me and Frank have always been pretty tight. So we always hunt and stuff, and I get out a lot more than he does because of my work schedule. I sit every night after work. I get home in time to go
Yeah.
set and whatever. But weekends, we spend the weekends hunting together, and we go down to my dad's one day and hunt, and then we hunt up to home. And my grandpa, he's still hunting with us. He's 80 years old. So,
That's awesome.
and I hope it never ends, but someday
Yeah.
it's gonna. But I mean, he's been
Those
big.
old hunters know what
Yeah.
they're doing too.
And like I said, my mom's real dad passed away when she was 16, and then he came into their life, and he's our step grandfather, but he's been amazing.
never
You
felt
can't-
that way, I'm sure, either.
You couldn't ask for a better guy. He's always been there for me and Frank, and we've learned a lot from him. So I enjoy getting out and going back to our little cabin in the woods and spending the day with him hunting and stuff in the woods. He can't get around like he used to, but it's still great to see him out there. And
That's why you do all the drives.
yeah, and I don't care if I shot a deer all year. If I could watch him kill one, I'd be just as happy.
Yeah.
So, but no, last year, it's been quite a few years since Frank killed a buck up there behind my house, and I think it was the second to the last day, and he still still had his buck tag, and I was all tagged out. So I told him, I said, I got a bunch of deer, I got some bucks and stuff that have been coming by my stand, so I'm like, why don't you go up there and set? Well, I got a 2-man stand, you can sit right next to each other. So we went up and got setting in the stand, and I went up with him, took a pair of binoculars, and so we're sitting there and shooting a breeze and having fun, and he looks down through the woods. He's like, there's a deer standing down there. So I'm like, where? So, well, I had to kind of move a little bit, and I see it. So he goes, well, I can't tell what it is with the scope. It's far enough for the littler scope that he had on his gun. So I put up the binoculars, and I'm like, man, that's one of the bucks I got coming. I'm like, you got to shoot him. So he shoots, and thing takes off. So we sit there, and we just keep shooting the bull, and kind of wait till it gets darker. And so we get down, and, by now, we waited a little while, let him go. So we start going over, we start tracking him, we're going, and finally I don't know, it maybe 100 yards or whatever, we found it, and it was a nice 4-point, and like I said, it's been years since he killed a buck up there. I think the last time he killed a buck behind my house was like when he was 16 or something. So I was with him on that hunt when he killed that buck, and then to be there, I watched him kill that buck that he did when he was 16, and then I turned around and watched him kill this buck. So that was pretty neat, I was there, so we were like two little kids jumping around and hooting and hollering and hugging, and and then my grandfather come along, so it was a great night. Went back to the house, stood in the garage, had fun, and kept telling the story over and over, and got just as excited as when it happened. So
and that's something you really can't explain to somebody that's never hunted before. All that work you put in, especially when you don't shoot a deer for a couple years. And you're spending so many hours in the woods freezing to death. And when it finally happens, and and you just look and you're like, all that meat is going to be in my freezer. That's going to feed me all winter long. There's the joy. You can't explain it to somebody that's never done it.
But like you said, I mean, he's killed bucks other places over the years, but it's been a long time. It was a long time coming up there, and I mean, he'd got some does and stuff with the muzzleloader during muzzleloading season, but just never had a buck there for quite a few years. But when he shot that one when he was 16, I was just coming out of a corner. Me and my grandfather was pushing a corner through the swamp to him, and he was sitting on watch there, and I was just coming over a hill, and I see him pull the gun up, so I stopped, and he shot, and he killed a nice 5-point that day. And then my grandpa was in the swamp driving it out, too. So to have all three of us there on that hunt, and then so many years later, to relive it again, kind of, and it's fun. So but I have a lot. I could tell hunting stories all day. So.
Do you hunt bow at all?
No, I used to. I had a bow, and then I got rid of it. I was going to get a new one. I just haven't got around to it in the last couple of years. Get busy with the kids and kind of lose track of it come summertime. Then hunt season starts rolling around. It's like, well, I guess I'm not going to bow hunt again this year. So, but no, I'm talking about it. My boy, he's talking about maybe wanting to get into the bow hunting. So, if he does, we're going to have to get two of them, and me and him will have to go in together. So
maybe that'll drag you back into it.
Then. Yeah. So. But no, I'm looking forward to Saturday. Will be the start of muzzleloading. So we already got plans for me, my dad, and my brother to be hunting together. So
nice.
My boy, he's looking forward to going. So hopefully one of us will get something first thing Saturday morning. Be kind of nice.
It's supposed to warm up this week too.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be close to 80 tomorrow.
Yeah, I see that. And then Thursday they're calling for a bunch of rain. I think cold front, and it's only supposed to be like a high of 40 something on Friday. High 40, low 50. So. So I think this weekend's going to look pretty good. Weather will turn around, get the deer moving. So hopefully.
People hunt the land around you?
Oh yeah.
So you've got constant movement there. So.
Up to home and then down to Dad's and my in-laws. I hunt their farm some, and there's always hunting pressure all around you. So.
Where I hunt down in Lions Falls by my parents' house, it's pretty close to, it's right on Route 12. In between there and the railroad tracks. So it's a very small strip of land, but they hunt the crap out of it all around.
Yeah.
So all I do is go down there and sit
Yep.
and wait and hopefully be the sanctuary where
Yeah.
the deer are like, oh,
That's
let's
what
get
we're
out
kind
here.
of doing at home now. I mean, it's just, we don't run as many corners as like what we used to it.
Mhm.
But I think you see a lot more deer now. Like we'll go out and still hunt it or something.
Mhm.
But to go running through the swamp, pushing the swamp out,
Yeah.
if we do, I mean, we used to push it every weekend, but now if we run the swamp out, it's like a end of the year type thing, just
Right.
to say we did it, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's a lot of work, and it stirs up the land,
Yeah.
and then any deer you see is going to be running,
yeah,
and that's just makes it a lot more difficult to shoot them.
yep,
I like to sit there and blend in with the environment and wait. And
yeah,
sometimes you see some really cool stuff. I
Yeah.
see a lot of fox, and
yeah.
Yep.
That's, I mean, a couple years ago, I mean, like I said, we hunt around the edges of that swamp, and I'll go through it a couple times a year, just kind of still hunt through it, just to kind of see what kind of signs in there and stuff. I might put a camera or something in there for a few weeks and then go back and get it and get an idea of what's running around. And you'll get pictures of different bucks that you don't get in other areas, but just hunting the outside edges of it and stuff. I mean, I think it definitely makes a big difference in running it every weekend. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I killed a beautiful 8-point out of it a couple years ago, and I'll be lucky to ever kill another buck that big. He was pretty nice. So,
Isn't that the most amazing feeling when you see one?
yeah,
Whoa, that's within shooting range.
yeah,
That's a buck.
yep,
I'm trying to calm down enough to shoot it.
yeah. And that's the thing. I got pictures of this buck about a week before I killed him, so
Mhm.
I knew he was in the area.
Yeah.
And I hunted him pretty hard for a week, and it all came together the last day. It was the last day of the season. It was within the last hour of the hunting, and I got him. So, but like I said, then it's all done, and you're like, man, I've waited my whole life to kill a buck like this, and I've done it. Now it's like, well, I guess it's on to the next one.
Yeah.
So just hope you can get a couple more. But
Yeah.
I've been fortunate. I've killed some nice bucks. So,
Yeah, I think Frank's pretty jealous.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get pretty lucky when it comes to the hunting aspect of it.
Well, you put your time in, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I spend a lot of time in the woods. I mean, there ain't hardly a day. If there's 1 or 2 days all hunting season where I haven't stepped in the woods, you'd be lucky. And that'd have to be because somebody died or I was sick, probably. So,
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Oh, that's the worst, hunting when you're sick. You
Yeah.
got cough,
yeah.
coughing into your shirt the whole time.
Yeah. So,
Realizing that there's nothing around.
yeah. Yeah. Just out there wasting your time.
There's deer out there. Hey, there's some guy coughing in a stand over
Yeah.
there.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't mind waking up Saturday morning and have a little snow on the ground. It wouldn't bother me one bit.
Yeah.
I love hunting in the snow, and so
I really do too. Not 2 feet of snow,
Yeah.
but it's nice to have a little bit on the ground so you can track them a little
Yeah.
bit and see what's going on.
yep.
It's amazing how much it reveals when you get
Yeah.
that first layer of snow,
Yep.
knocks down a few leaves.
Yeah. What I like about our area, I mean, it's all big woods up above us. I mean, there's a lot of state land and a lot of woods. I mean, you take off walking from my house, and you're lucky if you bump into someone's camp or something in the woods before you hit the number 4 road.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a walk across there. I mean, I don't think people realize what the distance is across. If you ever look at a map, I mean, you got lost up in that area. You could wander around for a couple of days before you come out.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you're going. But the thing, you know what I mean? That's just, it's big woods in spots. So, but what's fun about it is you get the snow on in the colder weather towards the end of the season. A lot of them deer will pull down from the big woods, and you always get some nice bucks coming in right at the end of the season because they start wintering down, and it's just fun to see the different deer come into the area.
Yeah.
Watch how they change and adapt to it,
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know last year, the last week of Black Powder, I think it was the very last day, and it was so cold. It was below zero. And the group I was with shot a couple, and we ended up hanging them in the garage all winter long.
yeah.
And, I've only ever heard of that happening. I've never,
Yeah.
it's something the old timers used to do.
Yep.
And I think it's because it normally doesn't get that cold that
No.
early. And it did, and it stayed that cold. And I tell you what, that is some of the most tender meat,
Yeah.
Yeah,
They say the longer you can let them hang if they stay cold, the more tender and better they will be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I'm hoping I get one late in the season and they may
Yeah.
be able to do that again
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
That was some good meat.
Yeah. That's the only problem with early season, like hunting early on, you know what I mean? You shoot one, and within a day or two, you better be taking care of it.
Yeah.
So you hate to see anything like that go to waste. But
Where do you go, or do you cut the meat up yourself?
I cut it up myself.
Yeah.
I take stuff to Noltz's or Miller's or stuff, get some stuff made up here and there.
Sausage and
Yeah,
stuff.
most of the time I do everything myself.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, I killed a buck there. My buck, like I said, I got towards the end of the season, and it was getting that time of year. It was starting to snow. I was busy with work and stuff. So and I wanted to get a bunch of stuff made out of it. So I just took the whole thing to Noltz's and had it done. But most time I like to just cut them up myself.
Yeah. They do a good job there.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very happy with what I got back and how they did everything. So
I know we got a pig waiting down there. And
Yeah.
I'm excited because their breakfast sausage is nuts.
Yeah, I got a pig down there too. So yeah,
We have to have a pig roast.
yeah, it's supposed to be done at the end of the week or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
I guess. So yeah, you get yours from Frank.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where mine come from too.
Yeah, it's been a tradition now for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And, oh man, we still got pork left from last year.
Oh,
And we
do
only
ya?
got one pig.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But now my wife's vegetarian.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. She's been studying up on that stuff for school, and the condition that she has, like there's a lot of studies saying that if she's vegetarian, that it'll really help with the disease.
oh yeah.
So it's not really by choice, you know, but now I feel bad because we got this pig coming. And
yeah.
I'm gonna have to eat that whole thing myself.
Wow.
So we'll have to have a few dinners or something. Have to have your family over. And,
Yeah, eat some pig.
yeah,
So
and, yeah. I want to keep the grill out.
yeah,
Even though it's kind of late in the season,
Yeah.
just because I got that meat
yeah.
coming.
I always make sure even during the winter my grill's like at the front of the garage somewhere. Because you never know, you get the hankering for some good barbecue in the middle of winter. I mean,
I'm a sucker for burgers, man.
Yeah.
A burger on the grill.
me too. My family, we would eat hamburgers every night.
Yeah.
So, and I mix them up all sorts of different ways. I'll make ranch burgers and then taco burgers and everything else. So,
I like to make 2 really thin patties and put ham and Swiss cheese on there, and then another one on top and pinch it around the. Oh my god!
yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah. Yep.
Food. Something about the grill though that just,
Yeah, grilling is definitely the way to go.
and the experience of just standing outside and
Yep.
watching it.
Yep.
You know, I don't care to cook indoors much. You know, I will.
Yeah.
You know, but something about standing outside with a beer
Yep. I
Makes-
agree with you.
makes cooking a lot more tolerable.
Yep. Like I tell my wife, she's like, "Well, what's taking so long?" I said, "You got to cook everything on low in a 6-pack, and after the 6-pack's gone, it's always done."
Yep. There you
So,
go.
Yep.
Nice to know somebody else cooks on low all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I'll turn it on low, and then I'll go down to the propane tank and just fiddle with it till it's like half low.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
to where it's barely seeping out, and that's the best. Close the lid, let them burgers
Let 'em go.
simmer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah.
where when you flip them over, there's a whole cup of juice.
Yeah. I think sometimes like our wives, they don't realize the technique it takes to grill.
Yeah.
Make it that good.
And you got to pour a little beer on there. Too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep the meat nice and tender.
Yep.
We sound like total men right now.
Yeah.
I guess there's worse things, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So your kids like to talk on the radio too, huh?
Oh yeah. 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 They're talking a bunch.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was fun the day I saw them at the fair, and they come over and said
Yeah.
a few things on air.
Yeah.
Seemed to make their day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They still talk about it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to bring them up to the studio sometime.
Yeah.
I know, well, they're probably out of school by the time I'm on air.
Yeah.
You know, should bring them up so they can kind of see how it goes. and
Yeah.
I could say a few things.
Yep.
Bring my daughter in there once in a while.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Brought her in a couple weeks ago, and I always leave about 30 seconds at the end of my show before my last song to say something, you know. And so I left it for her, and she come in there, and she started to say something and sneezed twice. And she, without missing a beat, she's like, "I'm sorry, people, I had to sneeze." And then it was time to play the
Yeah.
last song, so that's how it ended.
It's
But,
funny some of the stuff that kids come up with, isn't it?
oh, my God, they're
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
They think of things in such a different way
Yeah.
than we do. You know, we trained our mind for so many years, and theirs is just open.
Yeah. Yep. That's one thing I miss about my kids when they were younger. I love them now because they're outside, they're doing stuff with you, they're But when they're younger and they're just starting to talk, I mean, some of the things they come up with and the phrases and it just makes you laugh.
Yeah.
So,
Kids are strange.
Yeah.
Especially when you see like yourself in them, something they do, and I'm like, oh my God, that's me.
Yep.
I know where she got that from.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's fun. I love having a boy and a girl because they both have different personalities.
Yeah.
And you can see so much of my wife in them in a way, but you can see things I do in them. So it's fun watching it. So.
How long have you guys been married?
Oh, we got married back in May of 2010.
Really?
Yeah.
We got married in 2010.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Good year for it.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been together since 2007, I think it was.
Yeah.
We started dating.
I'll cut out that long pause of you thinking what year.
Yeah.
That way when your wife listens.
Well.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to cut it out.
I can, I probably can remember when I shot my first buck a little quicker or something. Yeah. So.
Yeah, just a date.
I'm terrible with dates.
Yeah. It
I'm
feels
horrible.
like forever, right?
Yeah.
That's what you need
I go to Walmart with my kids to pick up a prescription or something, when they're sick, and you got them standing next to you, and the lady's like, well, can I get the birth date? And like, you got to stop and like hesitate because I don't want to like mix up their birth dates, or something. And then they look at you like, well, is this even like your kid? You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't you just be able to rip that off to me? But,
well, looking the way that I do, and then, going to a store with a little girl, there's been a few times where she's throwing a fit, and I have to, not in a while. She's 4 now, but when she was 2, having her taking her out of the store screaming, and people just looking at me like, are you stealing a kid? What is going on there?
Yeah.
It's like, I wish my wife was here right now to corroborate my story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too bad because, like, kids nowadays, man, they act up. You got to be careful what you do or say, or if you're out in the public, people are, they take every
I spank
little...
my kid in public.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want her to know that, if you deserve it, you're going to get it.
Yeah. More kids need it, I believe.
I agree,
There's
too.
a difference between beating them or this or that, but a good swat in the bottom to get their attention, to let them know they did wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so either.
So.
And it's weird, what our grandparents did to our parents would be considered child abuse now, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, well, that's not that bad.
Yeah. Yep.
I've never really been hit with a belt before, but my mom was a little tiny lady, and she used to get the fly swatter.
Oh, yeah.
And holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
You remember that.
Oh, I'll tell you, little Debbie, she, for a little short thing, she's a feisty woman.
Yeah.
Me and Frank had our hands full at times.
Yeah.
So,
She seems a little fiery.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember there one time me and Frank, we got in an argument when we were younger. Well, we were probably teenagers, and we got shoving each other around there, and Mom, she got in the middle of it, tried to break it up, and she ended up falling on a footstool and breaking the legs off the stool, and by the time it was done, we were all in a laugh, and, we were laughing about it, this and that, but it's probably a good thing we got her laughing, or I think she would have probably really took it out on us. But
we always had the choice, like, the big threat was wait till Dad gets home.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to sit there and think about it, and so we always had a choice. We could either get it from Dad when he got home, or we got a bare ass spanking from my mom.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, one time I chose the bare ass spanking, and I wish I wouldn't have.
Yeah, just wait for Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and of course, now that you're a dad and you get home from work after a long day and you hear that your kid's bad, that spanking's going to be a little bit worse.
Yeah. So, yeah, my wife's a little more easygoing than me, you know what I mean? But she, I kind of think the kids are a little more scared of me than they are.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But my daughter, she's got me wrapped around her finger. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I yell at her, but it only lasts for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
Yeah. So. You think about your parents, and when you got spanked and stuff, and now you're putting yourself in their shoes. They probably didn't want to do it either, you know, but
Frank never got spanked much though.
No.
Well, he always says, "Well, I was just smarter. I just did it behind her back. So I didn't care where I was or when I did it, you know." So
my one sister, well, Brandy, I'm sure, she couldn't stop talking when we were all like, "Yep, get her spanking and be done." She was like, she'd get her spanking, and I didn't deserve, or would just continue it, and it's like, just shut up.
Yeah.
Just be quiet. We could be done. We could be done with this.
Yep.
Oh, but yeah, or she would always defend one of us. Say it wasn't him. It wasn't his fault. And it's like, oh, shut up.
Yep.
She just ended up getting herself in more trouble.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna enjoy hearing this.
Yep. That's way with mom.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If you didn't back down from her, you might better shut up because it was just 10 times worse.
Oh yeah.
So she was going to make sure she got the last word in, and you were going to know it.
Yeah.
So
that's the way it should be.
yeah, yeah. But I think back, there was times when I was a kid, and I'm sure all of us thought, man, our parents are mean, blah blah blah. But now I look back, and man, I couldn't thank them enough for the way they raised me.
I'm the same way.
I'm so thankful for the way I was raised, and sometimes I think my kids think I'm tough on them, but someday I hope they look back and say the same thing.
Yeah.
So one time I got after my daughter, and I'll never remember. Hunter says, she said something about, you're mean, I don't like you. And Hunter says, well, you'll appreciate it someday or something. He said that to her, and I'm like, well, maybe it's sinking in a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll remember it. So.
I'm going to give you a high five later.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's amazing when, the kids understand when they get old enough to understand things.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
It's easy to talk about.
Yeah.
Kids,
Yeah.
It's weird. They change your life.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, it's not going to change me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now when I see stuff on the news about kids getting hurt or something, and
Yeah.
before, it didn't faze me. I mean, it did. I'm a human being, but I didn't think about it in the way I do now.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you got your own kids, and then you're like, man,
Yeah.
that could have been my kid, or,
Yeah.
your niece or nephew or anything. So,
We make our kid buckle up on the bus.
yeah. Yeah.
She's probably the only kid on the bus with her seatbelt
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
No.
So,
Yeah, I think the one day she was late getting off the bus because she couldn't get her seatbelt on.
yeah. Yep.
You're the only kid.
Yeah.
Kids are great.
Yep.
I also can't wait for, she turns 18 and goes to college, and I can walk around in my underwear again.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be nice.
Yeah. I told Hunter the other night there, he was all wound up there, and I said, man, I can't wait for another 8 years. He goes, why's that? I said, because when they give you your diploma, I'm handing you your suitcase.
Yeah.
So he didn't like that very much. He told me, no, I'm staying with you. So,
Yeah.
But they can stay as long as they want.
Yeah.
I figure it's going to be awful boring when they leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
You'll have to find you'd be hunting twice as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
My parents always said, if you're 18 and still living in the house and not in school, you're paying rent.
Yep.
So that's what I did for a little while.
yeah.
So it wasn't long for me to get,
Yeah, I was in the same boat, did the
Yeah.
same thing. So if we went to college or whatever, it was, you
Yep.
can, they didn't worry about it so much, but I chose not. My senior year, I took criminal justice in BOCES and was going to try going in the law enforcement field. And time I graduated, I had enough of school. About 6 months before I graduated, I decided, you know what, I'm going to take a year and figure out what I actually want to do with my life. And I got into doing carpentry work, which I always loved building stuff and doing that. And from the time I was a kid, I got doing that and working in the outdoors and just fell in love with it. And
Yeah.
kind of been in that line of work, ever since. So
Isn't it awesome to do what you love
Yeah.
for work?
yeah, so the whole college thing never.
Yeah.
That's out the window now.
Yeah. I was the same way. I did the same exact thing. I said, I'm going to wait a year, go experience life for a little bit. I had a good job lined up, and then a year turns into 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then,
Yep. Well, that's it. I was living at home. I had a job. I got done school like on a Wednesday, and I think that Thursday I was working for a guy. I got done school one day, and the next day I was doing carpentry work already, and living at home. Had a brand new truck, making money. I was living a dream back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some days you think, I could have went to college, probably could have made more money here and there, but I might not be in the.
Well, then
might
you
not
factor
have
in the
the-
debt.
Yeah, I might not have the wife and the kids and what I got now. So
Yeah.
you know what? I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
No.
I'd rather struggle.
Yeah.
I'd struggle paycheck to paycheck to keep what I got than to be rich.
Yeah.
So
Same here. I don't think I can go back to school now.
no,
It's been too many years.
No.
I wouldn't even know the math.
yeah, I don't even like.
I didn't know it then.
My kids. Like our kids. You wait till your kids get older. My son's in 4th grade, and some of the work he brings home, and it's, you sit there for 2 hours helping them and you get so frustrated with it. And, and you hear that from a lot of parents and kids, it's just crazy. I mean, I was good in math and stuff my whole life, in school, and there's 4th grade math. I mean, thank God there's Google.
Yeah.
So,
Boy, imagine that when we were in high school.
yeah. I mean, I could have saved myself like 3 hours of homework.
I mean, just Google this real quick.
I mean, I'm probably $100 in a school year because, Frank always made me pay him to help me with my homework, So
I remember when I was in high school, Cliff Notes had come out. So you
Yeah.
didn't have to read the book. You can just get the little
yeah,
thing and get the gist of it. And then, the teachers worked around that when they found that out.
yep,
But, yeah, it was a lot more difficult to cheat back
Yeah.
then.
yes, it is.
And I don't think kids will ever know, it's weird, the old timers say, "Oh, you don't know how it was back then." But we're in that boat now.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
they will never know what it's like not to have every bit of knowledge at their fingertips.
yeah,
Going to the library and getting out the encyclopedia,
exactly. Yep,
which took up a whole section of the library.
yeah, yep. And that's the thing nowadays. I mean, man, you hate letting your kids be on all that stuff like tablets and computers and all that, But I mean, to an extent, you almost have to nowadays
Because
because
they're going to be behind if they're not.
because I think that they just so much of their schoolwork and everything revolves around that, and if they don't have the knowledge of doing it, I think it just puts them that much farther behind. And like you said, when we were a kid, if you didn't know the answer, you went to the library and you got in a book and you read it and figured it out.
The old Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But even 10 years from now, the technology we're using is going to be so old.
yeah,
It's
yep,
I could barely keep up with what's going on.
Yeah.
I get a new cell phone, and within a year it's outdated and horrible.
yeah,
But I don't think so.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know it did that. Still.
yeah.
Oh man, the future. And that, somebody the other day said something about 2020, the year 2020, and I'm just like, oh, that sounds like just so futuristic.
Yeah,
But it's like a year away.
yeah,
A little more than a year away.
yeah,
Blows my mind.
yep.
Yeah, I forget how old Penelope will be when she graduates or what year it'll be, but it seems like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it goes by so quick. I mean, it just seems like the other day, my oldest was born and he's 10 years old already. He's going to be 11 in the spring, and yeah, time really flies by. So,
You're getting into the puberty years.
yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, there's already been questions popping up. And it's
Oh,
like,
man.
good God, I don't want to do this yet.
Yeah. See, my wife is blunt and will just tell Penelope straight out.
Yeah,
And I'm not that way. I want to beat around the bush or not be
Yeah.
involved at all.
yeah,
Well, that was awkward. At least I have virus protection.
yeah. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, the puberty.
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, I mean, stuff that's happening with him, wouldn't happen. I mean, back in our generation or generations before, it would have been like 12, 13, And I just think these kids nowadays, I mean, I think that stuff's coming a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think slowly as a human race, we're evolving.
yeah, because like I was like, man, I can't believe some of the stuff he comes out and asks me, and it's like, okay, so then. You get researching a little bit and stuff, and I mean, he's right in the right age range for that stuff now, and it's like,
Yeah.
so
You got to watch what he looks at on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
yeah. Some of the stuff, he'll ask questions, and it's like, well, you just keep being a kid, and we'll talk about it in another couple years.
Yeah.
It's like-
I mean, back in our day, it was a porno magazine.
Yeah.
Now it's, oh, God.
Yeah. yeah,
There's a lot of stuff I don't want them to discover.
yeah. It's crazy out there what you can do and find and see nowadays. So, just like even on TV, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Some of the commercials, even.
yeah. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, you'd watch like our local channels on the antenna, and I mean, you've seen somebody kiss somebody on TV, and you're like, oh my God, that's
Yeah.
a big ordeal. And now it's practically everything else on there.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you're constantly, if the kids are no, turn your head, don't watch that, plug
Yeah.
your ears, try to change the channel or something.
Yeah. I remember first seeing like tampon commercials.
Yeah,
And having to ask, like, what's that about? You don't need to know.
yeah, yeah,
And nowadays, with
Yeah, you don't know
there's
what you're-
condom commercials out there and,
yeah,
and stuff that the kids are watching.
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy what's on
you want to protect them forever, but you don't want them to go out into the world not knowing anything at the same time.
Yep.
Oh, not looking forward to that.
No.
Well, my daughter's only 4, and still once in a while I'll come in, because we use the bathroom with the door open in our house.
Yeah.
Unless there's company over,
Yep.
And I'll walk by and she goes, "Dad, can I have some privacy?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And now I realize I'm outnumbered.
Yeah.
The only guy in the house.
Yep. Yeah. At least I got Hunter on my side.
Yeah.
But the girls still win.
Yeah. Oh, always.
Yeah. We'll never get ahead.
It's just the way that it is.
Yeah. Slowly learning that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's taken me a few years, but.
Yeah. So what would you say, thinking about your kids now, what you can see them doing when they're adults?
Well, I think I'm definitely my daughter, a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that kid lives, school, plays school 24/7.
Awesome.
She comes home from school, and that's all she does is play. I mean, she'll be sitting on the couch reading a book to all of her imaginary friends, and it's, yeah. So I asked her one day, I go, "What are you going to be when you get older?" "Second grade teacher." She's a second grade. I said, "Okay." She goes, "I might have to live with you till a job opens up, but that's what I'm going to be, as a second grade teacher." I said, "Well, at least you got good goals in life."
Yeah.
So
she's realistic.
yeah. And my in-laws own a farm, and Hunter, he's right into the farming.
Really?
He wants to be a farmer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He tells me he doesn't want to go to college, but I said nowadays, even to be a farmer, you should at least get a business degree of some sort.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you're not like 4th generation, you have no idea. You can't just walk into that.
yeah. But my in-laws, they'll be retired and out of it probably before he's ever old enough to do it. So we'll see where he ends up. But
Yeah.
I think he's going to be kind of more of the hands-on farming, carpenter, something along that line.
That's good.
So.
I think we need more of that, and they don't really train for that in school as much as they used to.
Yep.
Seem to always want to push, like, you need to go to college. No matter what you do, you should have 4 years of college first.
Yeah.
I don't think that's always the case.
Yeah. So.
If you're not good at school, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
To go to college, it's not going to be any different.
Yeah. Yeah, he's big into all of his tractors and stuff. I mean, you go to Tractor Supply and get them free, like, Tractor House magazines. You bring one of them home to him, and you would thought you'd give him $1 million. That kid will look at that thing for hours and hours.
Yeah.
He'll drive down the road, and there's a John Deere, blah, blah, blah. He knows the size of it, the whole works. I'm like, well, it was green.
Yeah.
It was a John Deere, I guess.
Yeah, you're right, son.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it was fun. Back first part of September, I took him and my grandfather to the flywheels and pulleys.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's great.
It was an awesome day. We had so much fun. We got up there probably 10 o'clock. And I didn't know, if we'd stay a couple hours or whatever. My grandpa, it's hard for him to get around, walk. But they had all them old hit and miss motors, and Hunter's never seen anything like that. So my grandpa ate that right up, And
oh, yeah.
So we all day walked around and bought some tools, and then we ate lunch, and somebody was saying something about a tractor pull. So then we had to stay watch tractor pull. So I think it was like 5, 6 o'clock by the time we got home that night. But all these old tractors are out there, and it was just funny listening to my 10-year-old and my 80-year-old grandpa sit there, and they're carrying on a conversation like two old men would about these tractors. I mean, my son, he was going right along with them and telling them what it was and this and that, and I'm over there like, okay, I'll just watch the tractor pull.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun to be able to experience something like that with them.
Yeah. And flywheels and pulleys is such a cool thing. Like, people that have never been up there.
Yeah.
It reminds me, like, that's what all of Lewis County used to be like.
Yeah.
Was flywheels and pulleys. Every field days you ever went to was like that.
Yep.
And that is still the original thing, you know.
The thing I missed when I was a kid growing up was the Lumberjack Festival.
Oh, yeah.
In Krogan.
Yeah.
That was always a good time. So
it seemed like every little town around here had their field days.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a few people there. It was the whole village showed up.
Yeah, and that's when me and Frank grew up. I mean, we spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and my parents were busy, running businesses and stuff. They had a diner and a bar and stuff. So, like I said, we spent a lot of time with my grandparents. They live right next to me, and we basically grew up there. I mean, they were, I'm not saying my parents weren't there, but they were busy. But my grandparents were more parents to us probably than our parents were at, growing up. And we went everywhere with them. We'd always go. Harrisville used to have their field days thing. New Bremen's, Krogan's, the Lewis County Fair. I mean,
Yeah.
it seemed like every weekend you were gone
Yeah.
with our grandparents doing something so.
I grew up in Lions Falls, Port Lyden. They all had the field days and the big parade through town, closed downtown, and
Yeah.
it was just everyone was there.
Yeah.
Now it's, half of those don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And then everyone just shows up to the Lewis County Fair.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
You go there and it's a zoo sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, flywheels and pulleys it just reminds me of childhood.
Yeah.
That's what all the places used to be like.
Yep. Yeah, it's too bad you don't have the little villages and towns doing that stuff anymore.
Yeah. So the small community spirit seemed to have disappeared.
Yeah.
The world gets smaller and smaller. you
Yeah.
know. We got a Walmart in Lowville.
Yeah.
So, it used to be a big deal when I was a kid to go to town.
Yeah.
Go to town was going to Lowville.
Yeah.
And we'd go to Boonville every once in a while. But to go to the city was either Watertown or Utica.
Yeah.
And living where we did, it was equal distance to either. So the once a month or every 2 months that we got to go to the city, we'd pick Watertown or Utica, and we always liked Utica because it had 2 malls.
Yep.
And even though we didn't have any money to spend in the mall, it was just still fun to walk around. And Ponderosa, that was half my childhood is Ponderosa.
Yep. Ours was Ponderosa or Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Taco Bell was such a novelty when you were a kid. Like, wow.
Yeah. Me and Frank, we shoot and trap, you get traveling around, you get down Watertown area and whatever, through Evans Mills, and whenever we got to head that way, normally, every place we go shoot trap, each club has dinner and stuff so you can eat and whatever, and it's just unbelievable food at them places. But we always, when we get down that way, once a year, we got to make our trip to Taco Bell while we're going to shoot trap.
Yep.
So that's
You ever have breakfast there?
Yes.
Oh my God, isn't that the best thing in the world?
Yep.
I used to swear by Denny's breakfast, but since I've had Taco Bell, we went down to New Jersey last weekend or the weekend before, and on the way down we hit up Central Square. Had a Taco Bell right off the thruway, or off of 81, and I just whatever is on the dollar menu, just give me one of each of those.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, me and Frank, when we used to go to Watertown, it was, like I said, it was either that, Taco Bell or Burger King or something like that. But I remember when I used to go to Plattsburgh and visit them up there. Erin, she worked at a travel agency, so she was working Friday nights. I'd head up and she'd get home late, so she'd always tell Frank, make sure you take your brother out somewhere nice to eat. So Frank would get there, or I'd get there, and Frank would be like, where do you want to go eat? I'm like, I don't care. We'll go to Burger King. We'd go to the mall, hit up Burger King, and then we'd go to a sports bar or something afterwards. But so she'd come pick us up, and she's like, oh, where'd you guys eat? Burger King. I told you to take him somewhere nice, So,
it is nice.
but I was just as happy to have the Whopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a while, like growing up, my dad worked at Kraft, and so in the summertime, my mom would take us at least a couple days a week to go see my dad for lunch. And what it consisted of was us going, either we'd bring a picnic lunch and go to one of the parks, and then we got to play at the park, which the wooden park in Lowville was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember when they first built that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's the wooden park.
Yeah.
So, and once in a great while, we'd go to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal. And if we did that, we would go the Upper Road. And McDonald's in Lowville, back the old McDonald's, used to have this gigantic inflatable Ronald McDonald bust on top of it. Do you remember that? Yep. And it was a big balloon on top. And we would crest over the top of the hill, and you could see the top of that red hair. And just us kids in the back seat screaming, McDonald's! And, going through the drive-thru, and I think Happy Meals were probably $1.99 or something back then.
Yep.
And we'd go pick my dad up, and we weren't even thrilled to see my dad. We were just like, wooden park and McDonald's.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, Dad.
Yep. I think McDonald's has made a lot of memories for families.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that old McDonald's, like the new one. It just doesn't have that hometown feel to it. But that other one with the big, like, greenery, glassed in front area.
Yep.
Something about that place.
Yeah.
I used to work there, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Not for very long.
No.
Long enough.
Yep.
And I still eat there.
Yep.
I see what happens behind the scenes, and I don't care.
Yep.
So like the wife will, you ever see how hot dogs are made? Yep.
Yep.
And I'll still eat them. They're delicious. I'll eat all them beaks and feet.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yep.
Wow, that hour flies by, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yep. Goes pretty quick when you get shooting the breeze here.
Yeah.
So
We got to have a hunting stories episode. You and Frank, get a couple guys like Shaw,
Yep.
and we'll tell some hunting stories.
Yeah. So hopefully this year won't be snowing. The last couple of years you guys went on your little hunt there. I had to work, so
Yeah.
at the last minute I had to cancel on going, but sounded like it would have been a fun adventure last year.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse getting his big kill.
Yeah. Deadeye Jesse.
Yeah, a couple trucks got run into.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh my, back somebody's truck into somebody else's.
Yeah.
None of them are his.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel so bad. I hit your truck with his truck.
Yeah. I would love to have been in there to see it, but yeah.
I always have fun with that group.
Yeah.
Get a couple beers involved too,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're all fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
So I've been on a couple of adventures with Frank and Mike to some gun shows, and Jesse, he's a lot of fun to hang out with. So hoping we can get back to, it's been a couple years since we went on our cranberry trip together, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully next year that'll work
Mike
out.
was talking about a 30-30 day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
And I know he has extra ones too if you don't have one.
Yeah. I got a 32.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to let that fly.
Probably not.
No.
So we have a 32 day with our dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, Frank, and Dad all have 32s. So
Nice.
that's fun. So Dad had 2 of them that were our grandfathers.
Mm-hmm.
He gave them to me and Frank, so then he figured, well, I better go buy one myself, get another one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm going to go show you my guns now.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, thank you.
This is fun.
Yeah,
We'll do it again.
appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Tony and Other People, a podcast. Questions, comments, concerns for Tony's overall well-being? Want to be part of the show? Find us on Facebook or email us at tonyandotherpeople@gmail.com.